Winter has come in Asgard, and with it, the Frost Giants. "Attack, my Frost Giants! So commands Skrymir, Wizard of Jotunheim, and thy true and rightful king!" Standing in opposition are the Warriors 4, and Fandral is less than intimidated. It seems Skrymir is as blustery as the wind itself. "'Tis no jest, Fandral, and the Jotun mage is no jester." Volstagg shivers in the cold, wondering if the legendary team will end their tale as a 4-course meal for these giants. He turns to their newest recruit, Hildegard, but she simply looks to the skies. "I say that no soldier of Asgard need fear, Volstagg, when their king stands beside them. Look up!" Soaring down from the heavens is the All-Father of Asgard, the new king of the godly realm, Thor. Thor spins his mighty hammer with a smirk, then lands at the giant's feet. "I am in no mood to bandy words, my friend, so I will speak my piece plain. I am deeply disappointed in thee." "You are disappointed?" The giants pause for a moment, then erupt in side-splitting laughter. "All Father indeed! Will you tut-tut at me now, Thor? Send me to bed without supper? Ha! Truly the Odin son has become the king of comedy!" But Thor wasn't talking to the giants. "I am speaking to thee." Thor points into the distance, into the snowing night sky. "My unfaithful servant." The Frost Giants are lost. Who? "A storm of snow is still a storm, and still mine to command. So what mean you by coming here at a clumsy hedge wizard's bidding? What mean you, spreading icy chaos in your liege lord's domain?" Thor furrows his brow and scolds the storm of which he is a god. "You are but a little blizzard. So this once, Thor shall be merciful. Be gone from here, and we will say no more." The weather itself cowers in the All-Father's might. Upon his command, the clouds retreat. The snow halts. The terrain begins to grow warm. Ah! The Frost Giants fly into a panic. After all, they're made of ice. "The scorching sun! The summer heat! Already the snow begins to melt, and so shall we!" Skrymir holds strong, ordering his men to hold fast. "Run! Run from the Skyfather, lest he be disappointed with us!" Skrymir curses the deserters, but Thor shuts him down. "Still thy tongue, Skrymir. Let them go. Those giants were just kids after all, swayed by old tales of battle. Had Thor called for the armies of Asgard, the young giants would be dead in a minute. I've got no stomach for a slaughter, old foe. Not on such a fine summer's day. Because you are weak, Thor, and we all know it." Skrymir is not intimidated by the god of thunder. The giant raises his hand and calls upon the magic of the ancients. "We shall see if your vaunted armies follow you, fool king, when my spells remake you the scuttling rodent you are." Thor dodges Skrymir's blast, not keen on being transformed into a rodent. He asks Skrymir once more to stop, to end the fight, and to go home. "Thor is afraid at last, then, begging for his life as he prances like a circus steed. Dance as pettily as you wish. I only have to hit you once." True words. And if it could speak, Thor stops dodging and becomes the aggressor, flinging Mjolnir toward the giant. Mjolnir would say the same. The magical hammer shatters Skrymir's head, leaving behind 1,000 icy shards. The headless giant crashes to the ground as Fandral celebrates his king's conquest. "'Twas best to end it quickly, Fandral, and yet I wish that this had gone another way." Hildegard reminds the group that Skrymir has regrown a head before. This probably isn't the last they've seen of the Frost Giant, but there are bigger issues. These were giants of Jotunheim, and Jotunheim is ruled by Loki, my sibling. Did Loki try to stop this attack? Or encourage it? Why not ask me yourself, Thor? The god of mischief, lies, and occasionally evil appears out of thin air. I've been here the whole time. Ta-da! Hogun believes Loki's presence bears bad tiding, but Fandral points out that Hogun's always a little paranoid. Ignore him, Loki. You look great. Enough pleasantries. Loki, we must speak. One monarch to another. You are ruler of Jotunheim. Oh, that didn't work out. Thor shouts at his sibling. You can't just abandon a throne. Maybe you can't, brother. Don't project your neuroses onto me. At the end of the day, the Jotun can rule themselves, and so can I. Thor relents, rolling his eyes at this newest bout of mischief, because all that matters is, I'm glad you're home. Loki agrees, then offers to whip up a new rainbow bridge. Thor takes Loki to the remnants of the Bifrost, the destruction of which is regarded as Thor's biggest failure as Allfather. You once said it might take 10,000 years to restore these shattered fragments, Loki, and yet now you have the power to whip it up? What dark bargain have you made? Loki pulls out his newest toy, a stick with wings. Gaze upon the wand of whatever, jam-packed with mystery magic from the elders of the universe. Thor believes Loki. In reality, this wand was nothing more than a whittled-down driftwood and a lazy, half-baked lie. In an effort to conceal the true story of Loki's newfound magic, Loki stands where the Rainbow Bridge once began, dramatically sticking the fake wand into the dirt and releasing a magical green light throughout the skies. Thor's face glows with excitement as a rainbow emerges from their floating kingdom. He can return to Earth, Midgard, his second home. By all the gods! Thor reaches down to touch the repaired Bifrost. Sif comments that it feels even stronger than before. A new chapter for Asgard has begun, and we have our own Skald to thank for it. You have my eternal gratitude. Loki? As Thor turns to face the savior of the Bifrost, he sees nothing. Loki has disappeared. Gone as suddenly as they came. Something in that troubles me. And you've done enough for Asgard for one day. It's time to see your other home. Thor agrees, spinning his hammer and soaring off. Let the god of thunder ride the Rainbow Bridge once more. Thor flies through the beautiful skies of New York City, landing amongst adoring fans, signing autographs, posing for pictures. Hero work is way more fun on this planet than on Asgard. But a hero's work is never done. While Thor was enjoying a game of chess in a park, a woman came to ask for help. Thor had never met this woman, but she was of Earth. The people of Earth are his friends. And what do you do when a friend has a problem? The thunder would break the sky to right it. Thor broke into a warehouse where Orcus had trapped a poor mutant. Easy work for the Allfather. Get up, dogs! Get up so Thor may smite thee again! And after such battles came the revelry. But eventually, Thor needed peace, and he needed quiet. He flew to one of his favorite spots on this planet, the Statue of Liberty. It's been so long, and time always seems to go faster on Earth. Often have I returned from some brief-seeming sojourn to find years have passed, and my mortal friends are warming mortal graves. As rain begins to fall, he raises his hammer to the skies, honoring the dead. Thor looks up to the skies, realizing it's getting a little too stormy out tonight. He calls out to the storm. Ho, my servant! Heed thy lord's call! This weather is fit for thunder gods, but too much for the mortals in my care. The master of storms orders thee, be gone from here, and let there be clear skies again. But Thor had made an error, for it was not his thunder to command. The thunder responds to its supposed god. A blast of lightning breaks through the night, decimating the Statue of Liberty. Its thunder roars throughout the city. Thor tumbles from his perch, crashing his head on the grass in an ungodly way. Thor was only god of the storm. Who was god of the Superstorm? Thor looks into the storm to see a terrifying sight, one that leaves even him shaking in his boots. A man bigger than any giant of this world, the god of the Superstorm. The wheel hath turned! The monster wields a bolt of lightning like a sword, menacingly walking toward the fallen god. Too long has this world stagnated! Too long have you chosen illusion over change! You sleepwalk through a dream of life, but I am the Blood Awakening. I come to you from Utgard, and my name is Toranos, the Utgard-Thor. Hundreds, thousands of lightning bolts rain from the heavens. A jet explodes. Debris falls onto civilians in the streets. Wind wreaks havoc on pedestrians. Water traps commuters helpless in tunnels. But that name, Utgard-land. Thor had been there before, long, long ago. home to those who sit even above the gods. And if gods were as mortals to them, what then of mortals? Lucky for the people of New York City, Thor is no mere mortal. In fact, he is no mere god. He pushes back his fear, replacing it with rage. Hear me, son of Utgard, for you face the Odin son now, in his own true element. And I call upon my father's might, the Odin power that now flows through my veins. I am Thor, the Avenger, who brings justice for innocent blood. Thor channels the biggest bolt of lightning he's ever wielded. The skies glow with his might. And most of all, I am Thor the All-Father, and I summon the All-Power against you now. Thor sends every bit of his might at Toranos, enough electricity to kill 1,000 men. A blast even bigger than what Toranos had just used to lay waste to the Statue of Liberty. But when the dust settles, Toranos still stands. He didn't even budge. You would strike me with the storm, puny micro-god? The meager lightnings you command are nothing to the ones such as I. He speaks the truth. Thor knows he's met his match. Using that much power has already drained his energy. But Toranos is as fresh as ever. The wheel turns for Midgard, Thor. But first, it must turn for you. For the time of small gods is over. Thor cannot relent. He is the All-Father. Thor's might is useless against Toranos, but his ancient wisdom might be of use. If he can't defeat Toranos, maybe he can delay him. Hear me, Toranos. Elder storm god thou may be, but I am Thor Skyfather, who is Midgard's own son. And when I tell the sky of Earth to open, Thor cracks another bolt of lightning, tearing the skies apart. Open it shall! Toranos smirks. Thor's lightning missed. Before you make further jests at my expense, old god, deign to turn your head a little, for behind you is a most fascinating view. Toranos turns. Thor was speaking literally when he told the skies to open. The yawning void. I, Mjolnir, has e'er been able to break open the doors between worlds, and with my father's power added, it may open a door large enough for thee. Thus, all that remains now is to send you through it. Thor calls for the winds to pull Toranos through the void, far, far away from Earth. Toranos struggles, but the winds are too strong. The winds cease. The lightning halts. Toranos is gone, but Thor collapses to his knees. Toranos will return, and Thor knows he's outmatched. And Thor knows next time he might not be this lucky.